Welcome to a game called Where the Day Springs Red. So here's some content warnings for this game. Right now it's a demo, and it's been submitted for the LGBTQ plus horror jam. So I don't think there's many games submitted for that yet. There's only like a handful of games, and this one just caught my attention, so I'm just going to play this one. I don't know how long this game is going to be, so if it's going to be a somewhat shorter demo, then I'll probably try to play another game from a different jam. And if not, then this game will just be standalone, or this demo will just be a standalone video. So some coarse language, some sexual jokes and innuendos, some brief frightening moments, jump scares perhaps, bare chest and butts, alcohol and tobacco use, references to weed. What doesn't have references to weed in these days? I don't know. I mean, it's legal in the country that I'm in, so. Flashing and blinking lights, that's kind of important. And occasional screen shakes. Okay. Okay, I think the sound is good. Let us begin. A red sun rises. Blood has been spilled at this night. Okay. I'm not entirely sure what this is, but I assume it's some sort of software to make games. This is very cinematic. This one ain't looking so good. Like none of that. I do hope this is just normal rain and not, blood. I mean, this is a horror game, so probably blood. It's rain and blood here. Good old iron lung. Where the day springs red. I mean, it might be normal in this world. This is perfectly fine, and it's not creepy at all. This is just soda. Go to sleep now. I don't want to. Not after all that. We ain't sleeping anymore. Everything is not okay. Finished. Is that a P? Dash? Da da da. Pink. Okay. This is a lot more upbeat. It's a lot more nicer. You've heard it here first, folks. Pink. Okay. Unfolding as long time makes a rosy metamorphosis next at 10. Should Marshall... It's hard to read it over here because it's red. Grady gives all his money. Gives Z all his money. Consensus leans yeah. Shocking follicular development unfolding has long time brunette. Okay. That's right, pink. 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 What are you thinking, Z? This is a power move on the part of the aging vet. Aging? I don't know, Marsh. I've seen folks handle their balls with any which way but up in my time. But there's nothing in the playbook for this one. Are we looking at a fumble then? Hard call. Still waiting for a flag on the play. You don't mean. I do, Marsh. I do. We may be looking at some kind of cunning doppelganger. Conniving, that's probably the word. They can predict the weather? Not Doppler radar, you idiot. And now go, investigate. Turn from sports to weather. Get away from me. I don't know how you ended up in the... Well, the live camera's probably like over there somewhere and we're over here in the studio. If you want to do something right, you've got to do it yourself. My, Gummer dear, you're looking peach this afternoon. Shall I compare thee to a summer's lay? No, I guess not. The sweet nostalgic tang of vitrolic roof. Yep, that's probably the words. My balls would know this anywhere. And then it's our gum after all. In more ways than one, I'm afraid. I do believe our beloved friend may be going a full gum. Full gum. Don't eat that, it might be contagious. You mean like we could all get infected too? That's right. And turn to gum. A gum disease. You always brush your teeth, kids. Always brush your teeth, kids. Who the hell are you talking to? The audience. How do we stop it from spreading? Aging quarterback makes his final run. You won't want to miss a second because he might injure himself. And that would be hilarious. An apple a day keeps a dentist away. I don't think that's how... I thought that was doctor. Shut up and... Matrava... I don't know what this word is. That gum to the apple tub. To the apple tub. What? What the hell are you doing? Put me down. Don't fight it, Gumby. This is for your own good. I won't let you turn into gum. Run, Marsh, run! The end zone's wide open. What has actually happened? 50 yards. 40 yards. 30. This is incredible, folks. Crowd cheering. I've never seen anything like this before. What a run! The sheer athleticism from this sneaky powerhouse. He's going for it. Only 10 yards left. My god, could he really do it? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touch! The hell are you two doing? Now here's a guy. I go inside for all of 5 seconds and you two still somehow manage to nearly murder one of us. We were saving Gum from gingivitis. The only murder happening here is that hair. Have you seen it, Cord? Have you? I don't know, I think it looks nice. Let go of me. I guess you fell in. The impact of all 230 pounds of Marshall's 6'3" frame hitting the water pistons the side of the metal tub skywards, promptly sending all 75 gallons. You filled the entire tub of water and all 50 apples. Oh, it's an apple tub. It's an actual apple tub. Cascading across the grass like a honey-crisp volcano. So it's one of those apple dunking, grabbing thingies that people... I don't even know if that's real. It's probably a real thing. What is it for? I don't know. But you put the apples in a tub of water and then you bob for them. You stick your head in, you don't use your hands, and you try to grab it with your mouth. And don't drown. This is followed immediately by the sound of a window slamming open from the direction of the house. Marshall Grady, if you've done something to my apples, I'll string you up by your ears, and you think I won't. Marshall is to his feet in an instant, clothes sopping wet and leaking all over the dirt. A woman has ears like a hawk. Z splays his hands in apathetic disconcern, and on that day, humanity received a grim reminder. I don't think you're getting out of this the apple tub that was your idea. Was whose idea? I don't know who's talking to who. I know it's supposed to be color-coded. Too rude. Marshall turns to the tub as though to do something, and then to the soaked dirt, still shining with watery ringlets. Then to the strewn, soiled orbs of countless apples felled in battle. They shouldn't be bad, and you just wash them off. They're just on the ground. He turns back. I choose life. What is this scene? We were never here. Ride like the wind, Marshmallow. Marshalamew. Good. Gordy takes this opportunity to offer Gum a hand, a hint of exasperation in the sweat dotting his cheeks. You alright? 5 more seconds and we'd have had to hang you up with the wash to dry. No worse for wear, save my pride, I guess. Not that I normally get a lick about anything that comes out of those numbskulls' mouth. I give a lick. Gum takes the hand gladly, the familiar patting of Gordy's palm, a welcome point of comfort after the chaos, soft with just a hint of calloused grit. It's not really that bad, is it? They bring a hand instinctively to the pink curls in question, smoothing back a mused lock of bang. I feel like I need a change, you know? The hairdresser said it looked cute. Gordy blinks. No. Smiles. It looks good. A pause. You look good. That quick downward flick of the eyes. Gum's cheeks warm. Thanks. Ah, you've got... Cordy reaches forward as though unthinkingly first to brush a few errand leaves and grass tufts from Gum's coat and scarf, then to wipe a spot of muddy water gracing the peak of their right cheek. He holds the contact for what feels like a good 2 seconds long before pulling back. Sorry. No, it's okay. Gum's gaze is fixed to their feet. They don't even blink. Anyway, come on. Cordy clears his throat after a few moments of awkward silence. He rubs his nose and smiles. Marsh's Graham and Pap already got a fire going by the big house, fixing some stuff up for us. They start to walk a slow, leisurely pace through grass twined with mid-autumn crisp. Thawed. Gum's eyes scan the landscape, memories of summer past lingering with each flick of their gaze. The fields they'd played sardines in? What is sardines? The electric fence Marshall had peed on as a dare. The hayloft Z had leapt and subsequently broke his arm from. The woods Burke had led them through like an overwrought explorer in search of black raspberries for them to munch on. And even the creek they just crossed on their walk down from the car. A cooling oasis where they'd once staved off summer's heat, or staved off this summer heat, down to their skivvies and diving, splashing, searching for frogs amid the mud and rocks and silt. Ahead of them, Cordy steps on a twig, which jerks Gum's head forward at once, visions of old momentarily mixing with the realities of new. Because it is different now. Gone are those cows and chickens that had once dotted the landscape. Gone is the water in the old well, now completely dried up. Gone is the machine shed and the tractors and trucks that had once rumbled past, their bare feet in the dirt. A home to nothing but memories. According to Marshall, not even his grandparents come down to this part of the ranch much anymore, spending most of their time in the farmstead up the hill. And why should they? The bulk of the land had been leased, and they're, what, 70, 75 now? It's impressive enough that they've waited till now to leave the ranch entirely and sell off what's left. Gum can't help but wonder what it must be like to leave a place you've lived in for 50-odd years. Sad, no doubt, and more than a little terrifying, too. Gum speeds up about half step to match pace with Cordy, their boots crunching through the leaves and grass. Everyone's here then? You drove? Got in last night. How long was the drive? About 8 hours. Stayed in the old chariot in town. Well, what a treat. Anyways, they're approaching the big house now. Not so much a house as a large wooden hall of sorts, but the name had stuck since they were kids. A place of storage, food, and rest. Marshall's grandma would serve up grand lunches from the current season's temp workers over the old fire pit in the room's center. And the kids would spend hours exploring the attic and scavenging through old bedding and farm clothes Marshall's grandpa had kept stored in the shelves and trunks. As Gum looked at it now, they can't help but smile as particularly droll memories of the grand fort they'd once built flashes across their mind. Yeah, that's right. Out of all the old blankets, cozy and hidden away beneath the sheets as the thunder had ripped across the summer sky. That had been when Cody had first... Gum looked away. Notices a spot of green just off the left of the house. Is that Burr? No. E-E-R-E-K. Barrick? I may have said that name wrong before. Cody laughs. Been glued to his phone since we got here. But what else is new? Gum watches the tall figure pace back and forth between what looks like a small doghouse and a shed a few yards west. Back and forth, back and forth. A sharp snap of the arm followed by a frazzled trussle of hair. Before finally the phone is lowered with a belurger. Not gonna be able to say that one. Huff. The figures is all still for a moment. The figure is still for a moment. What is wrong? That word broke me. Before turning, straightening, then dashing towards them with a sudden burst of renewed energy. Gum! By that moment, the time had escaped the past. The time to escape had passed. Good old reading. Oh, geez. Lord Hum Limerick? What is happening? Oh my god, my sweet cinnamon roll, look at you. Hi, Barrick. I feel like I haven't seen you in centuries. I hope I'm saying that name wrong. What have you been up to? What have you been into? Who have you been into? Oh, you know, it's a little of this, a little of that. You need to tell me everything. Tonight will be nothing but Barrick and Loggerum, Gum for short, I'm guessing. Bestie dream night. All mess, no stress. What about the other guys? Other guys? What other guys? I don't know, there's one like right here. We'll burn those bridges when we get to them. Burn those bridges when we get to them. Because, please, I haven't even gotten to your hair. You think it looks okay? I think it looks like a magical sugar plum topple-esque creature. I want to swallow you like the baby Jesus and bake you into a decadent toffee crisp, you cotton candy and gumdrop button. Oh, Eric, you're hurting my head. I'm gonna pet you and love you and squish you and hold you and wrap you in plastic and box you up and slap a price sticker on that sweet face so I can mass produce you and sell you to millions across the globe. That got weird quickly. When did you get here? I'm always here. I'm like the little voice in the back of your head, constantly roasting every idea that comes out of your mouth. Commodore Imposter Syndrome, they call me. More like Commodore Castrate Me Please if you don't get the hell off of me, chain-smoking gremlin. Touche. Don't you have anything better to do than shove your snark into places it's not wanted? As he grabs at his coat with a smirk, I could be shoving other things, but I don't think Gram and Grampy and Gratty would much approve. Merrick rolls his eyes, as charming as always. Found a new job yet, have you? Ouch, Burr. You didn't have to go all personal on me. Barrick's eyes twitches. Apologies, I wasn't aware your very public meltdown on TikTok after your last termination was such a personal matter. Well, yeah, because I personally object to it. Z waggles his cigarette up and down, splays his hands out of reproof. That, was just looking for a chance to can me. Does it count as looking when you were getting high right neath his nose? Hey, the boss makes $1, I make a dime, so I get high on company time. Well, okay. As he snorts a geyser of smoke out through his nose with a smirk. I mean, technically, depending on the company you work for, as long as it doesn't interfere with your work ethic and whatever, and you're getting the work done, it doesn't matter, I guess, probably. You get a smoke break or something, I don't know. I'm not sure how that's, I didn't read that good. I'm not sure that's how that saying goes. It originally is equally indecorous. And what are you getting up all in my case for? I don't see Gum Borton over there pulling a 9 to 5. As he jerks a cigarette into Gum's direction. Gum blinks. Quickly averts their gaze. I mean, sure, yeah, I haven't really, you know, tucks a lock of hair behind their ears. But I'm doing, you know, commissions here and there. Commissions like what? From who? Rudy's brow arc in a cross between a wonderment and worry. Just people online here and there. Gum's cheek burn beneath their glasses. It pays the rent most months. You ever try to find something more stable? Gum's brow twitches. Well, it's certainly not for a lack of trying. Don't you got artists at the Mullah Raken game company of yours, Burr? Tell them to hire old Gumburb, Gum. I'm just gonna abbreviate the damn Gum. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the various ways that they're trying to say their name here. I'm sure they could draw anything you need them to. A pause. Well, followed by a smirk. Or what do I know? Maybe it's even better. Gum's ears start to burn, an action pit forming in their gut. That's... And Barrick starts quickly, but can't seem to formulate any words to follow, leaving the circle in a strange silence. Yeesh. Z grumbles once the pause reaches uncomfortable levels. Let's not act like I just pulled my pants down and started myself in front of everyone. It was only a suggestion. Okay, you're back. Great Pavlov's whistle beckons. For the last time, Marsh, we're not gonna shoot Besties Gone Wild. Okay, so there's only 5 of them then. 5 some at the damn farm. So this is the entire crew. What? I never said that. Stop making me look like a kind of pervy horn dog. As he shrugs with over-exaggerated roll of the eyes. If the shoe fits. I only said I'd be Haler if Gum drew me like a rose in Titanic. Imagine that. Draw me like one of your French girls, Gum. All the alcohol in the world couldn't get me to draw that. All the alcohol in the world couldn't get us to watch you draw that. And the guys at the station would lose their shit. Marshall claps his hands together with an overzealous gruff. Ha. We could probably make some kind of Rindok promo out of it too. Rindonk? Redonk? He raises his arm as though to unveiling some sort of artistic masterpiece, eyes wide and trembling. I'll never let go. Of the 93.9 play-by-play weekly sports radio intense, you'll sink for it. So intense, you'll sink for it. No, I don't know about that. Maybe you should run that one through a few more drafts, Marsh. Rude. Speaking of intoxicants, we're we are well stocked, I assume. Z flicks a cigarette butt into the grass and mashes it with the heel of his shoe. Marshall's frown quickly morphs back into a grin. Oh yeah, I brought like 3 cases. Though, please don't get drunk before my grandparents head back up to the house. They'll still somehow have found memories of y'all. Don't want to crush their dreams. They still have fond memories. They're sad enough having to sell this place, so it might send them over the edge and kill them on the spot. Please let's not pretend. The only one they have fond memories of is Gumball. Soon to be replaced by nightmares once they see that hair. You. Oh, what? Oh? There anything we could be helping with? I'm sure they're fine. You would think that. I'm going to actually go ask, like, house guests with some semblance of decency. I'll come too. Barrick and Cody wander off in the direction of the house, leaving Marshall to blink in confusion at the now empty circle. Hey, don't leave me here wallowing in my guilt like a self-centered asshole. Too late. Get off me, you cotton candy carcinogen. I'm gonna gnaw open your big stupid head. What are you, some kind of rabbit chipmunk? Huh? A dog comes out of left field. A streak of light brown comes bounding across the leaf-strewn grass. Gum doesn't even have a chance to disembark before the canine leaps, hitting both of them with the untapped fervor of a dog ravenous for treats and sending them tumbling to the ground in startled fit of squawks and laughter. Good old doggo. The dog promptly begins licking cheerily at each inch of Gum's face. Stop that, stop. Although Gum's actions seem to belie their words, given the way they pull the dog into a tight hug, laughing and petting and rubbing their cheek against soft fur. Attaboy, bite that face off for me. As he snorts as he pushes himself back up to his feet, wiping the dirt off his ass. Marshall glances back at the commotion and laughs. No, don't worry, that's just Bruno Biggs. He won't hurt a fly. Hell, the fly would probably hurt him. Then from the window, his name is Xavier. Marshall's hands go to his hips. He doesn't like that name, Grandma. I named him after that fine snack of a man from the Mutant movie. Professor Xavier. Marshall rolls his eyes back around. Stage whispers with a hiss. His name is Bruno Biggs. You think she means the young one or the old one? 'Cause I'd let Patrick Stewart lick all over my face too. Inside thought Z. Wait, does that mean she could hear our entire conversation? Remind me to think twice about every word that comes out of my mouth from now on. Good boy, good boy. Gum gives Bruno a flurry of scratches behind the ears, molding the chubby dog's face between their fingers before pushing back to their feet. Bruno responds with a happy whine, his tail flicking rapidly in the leaves. See, you like and respect me, don't you, boy? Unlike all the rest of these shitty, nasty goobers. Shitty, nasty goobers? I'm not the one who licks my own... Whoa, who does that? I'm going inside. Come on, Bruno. A little beckoning, a wave of the hand, Gum starts towards the house, Bruno nipping at the heels. Nipping at their heels? As in front of them, Barrick waves back from the sliding front door before disappearing through. Were those pumpkins I saw inside earlier? We having a carving party? You better not turn this into another one of your famous workshops. If I never have to hear the words agile and scrum again, it'll still be too soon. I don't know what this one is, but I think I know this one. Didn't hurt yourself or nothing, did you? Looked like you tumbled pretty hard back there. I'm fine, don't worry. Who is okay. Marshal Grady, you will not speak that way in this house. You march straight back outside and haul us in a new load of wood for the fire. Oh, Grandma. Oh, jeez. Ah, we do get to see the grandparents, or at least one of them. Ah, a recreation of an older picture when they were younger. That's nice. It's already dark when Gum steps out for some quiet following dinner. The surrounding woods is black as ink, one big cavernous expanse surrounding the small ranch, while above them stars stretch on for miles in all directions, so many of them and so bright compared to the light-polluted canopy visible in the city. It's cooler now, the sun having taken its faint autumn warmth with it. Though the chill is admittedly refreshing after the hubbub of the last few hours. Gum feels the tension leave their shoulders almost immediately. Their steps are barely audible as they wander across the grass. Then stop. Peer through the dark. A familiar crop of blonde hair sticks out against the black. Its owner, slouched over the edge of a large, downed tractor wheel. Marshall's grandma had once planted flowers inside the wheel's ring. Now the dirt there is barren and dry, nothing but withered stalks littering its surface. Catching some air, Gum smiles and walks over. Cody's head turns back, his eyes blinking wide against the dark. Before softening, "Hey, Gummy Bear." The words bring a touch of pink to Gum's cheeks, a tickle of warmth to their chest. They take a seat next to Cody on the tire, wordlessly gaze towards the sky and its sea of stars. There's a silence between them, but not an uncomfortable one. It's been really nice seeing you. You too. Cody's voice is the same as it always has been, rough and warm with just a hint of warble, as though constantly on the verge of tears. You've been okay? Like, doing okay and everything? Oh yeah. Cody's hands unclasp. Still building for my dad, a lot of projects, new developments, keeping me plenty busy. But I started furniture, wouldn't you know? Just, a little side stuff, tables and chairs and whatnot. Oh, that's great. Gum's lips curl upward. You did always say the whole construction gig wasn't really your style. Yeah, no, I mean, it's fine. And just not a lot of room for creativity. Or fine detailed type of stuff. A laugh. You know how much I like to work with my hands. He raises his hands, fingers curling in and out mischievously. Already eaten. Gum chokes back a laugh, elbowing the portly man straight in his paunch. A warm chuckle shared. Before Gum sniffs, rubs at their nose. How's Wen and Briley? And Briley, what, to now? Yeah, Cordy's hands return to his lap, thumbs, pads, kissing. They grow up awful quick, don't you know? Blabbing up a storm. Wen's fine. They're both fine. Everything's fine. Gum chews softly on their, bottom lip, staring into the black as breeze plays with the edges of their hair, tickling their cheeks. Cordy glances over, then down, then over again. You know, I'm a bit worried about you. Worried? Why worried? Gum laughs, but this time even they can tell it's semi-forced. Cordy winces. His eyes flick up as though searching for the right words. Not that eloquence has ever been one of his strong suits. The guys, they say you barely reach out anymore. Even Barrick. And now I hear that you still haven't found nothing stable yet? Just guess it got me all wondering if you're doing all right or not. From off in the darkness, a cricket chirps. On, off, on, off. You know, if you need help, need anything at all, His thumbs are batting against each other now. I know that after everything, I'm fine. A pause. Gum curls a lock of their hair behind their ear. I'm fine, they say again. The sound of far-off voices can be heard from the back in the big house. Raunchous but muffled. What? It elicits? That's that word, right? A weird pang of nostalgia from deep in their gut. One that makes their nose itch and their cheek buzz. They sit back, gaze going skyward again. The universe feels like it's swirling above them. Liable to swallow them whole if they let it. Remember how we used to spend hours out here just watching the stars? Cordy murmurs in affirmation, both of them studying the intricate patterns of the night sky. Gum could get lost in that moment, just sitting there in the dark, wrapped up in their memories and something more. Something tugging just beneath the surface of it all, like a weird sort of turning point. Or starting point. They close their eyes, breathing in the umbra. Until a soft chill sends a shudder up their spine. They curl their arms in front of their chest, the cold finally starting to get to them. It was never this cold back then, though. I guess because it was always summer. You cold? A little. I find it pretty fine, but I'm like a furnace, so... Cordy laughs. It sounds like the crackle of a fire. Why didn't you put on your coat? Why didn't you put your coat on? Forgot, I guess. And didn't think I'd be out here that long. Dummy. Silence befalls them yet again. Though this time there's an air of uncertainty to it. A weight that hadn't been there before. Do you... Cordy stops, raises a hand, lowers it, then places it gently around Gum's waist. Oh. Gum's eyes flutter, closed unwittingly. A warmth from both out and in, mumbling in their chest. That's marbling. The touch could make them cry. And nearly does. The familiar water marking the corners of their eyes sting. Making or marking? I don't know if I read that right, but that's okay. Thanks, they say simply. While inside, their hearts feel like it's burning. Speed demon is just... Oh, you're both out here. Why are you that way? Jolly salutations and fare thee well, good sirs. I hope you're having a pleasant evening. Just in case it wasn't clear that the old-timey gender-neutral spelling, of course. I can't see anything. Where is he? Is he going all the way? You think I can see? It's dark as balls out here. I'm doing it, I'm doing it. Marshall, go out and make sure he runs around the whole ranch. Aye, aye, Captain. You and Captain make it happen. Uh-oh. Run, run as fast as you can. I'm running, you dumb, oh, you big dumb ox. Not fast enough. There was nothing in the rules about speed. A new rule. If you don't complete the challenge in 5 seconds, you get dumped in the apple tub. Oh, no one can run that far in 5 seconds. Hope you like shrinkage, Zabay, cause you're about to get dipped. I hate both of you so much. We both gonna purge what just happened from our brains? Yep. Glad we're on the same page. I assume the grandparents are no longer there and had returned to the other house. Z, what in God's good name are you doing? Put that out. What, you want me to go all the way downstairs in the dark? I'm way too drunk for that. Care Bear? Care... I guess it's supposed to be bear? That god-awful smoke is gonna keep me up all night. And that's not even going into my... That's not even going into what my lungs will feel like in the morning. Jesus H. Christ, I'll open up a window, dear. Also, this is an old wooden building. Are you trying to set the place on fire? Oh, they're just sleeping in the attic. He does got a bit of a point. He nearly dropped that thing 3 times already. It's well past midnight and the crew has retreated to the 2nd floor of the big house, sleeping in bags strewn across the floor, along with a varied assortment of beer bottles, chip bags, and candy wrappers. Marshall's grandparents had already taken off hours ago, leaving the ranch in darkened stillness, save the cozy ambiance of the attic. Gum had lost track of the number of beers they'd each imbibed. What? No. Cordy, my man. My can of Spam. My dental dam. Z kneels down next to Cordy, clumsily looping an arm around his shoulder. He still hasn't put out his cigarette. Burrick? Barrick? Bear, right? Bear. It's supposed to be like short to bear. Eric's just mad I didn't bring any weed. I'm most certainly not. Not sure any of us need to get inebriated more than we already are. You're killing me, Cord. Z waves the cigarette in front of Cordy's face. What happened to all that gallant bravado back when we were kids, huh? Now you're all family patted. He throws his head back and to aim a puff of smoke at the ceiling. Boring. Gum rolls their eyes before pushing up on their feet to snatch the cigarette out of Z's hand. And you haven't changed a bit. Once a brat and always a brat. They make to put out the cigarette, then reconsider, bring it to their lips instead with an over-embellished pout. My name's Zeguro Yin. I hope I'm saying that one right. And I like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain, but unfortunately I don't even have half a brain. They take a large drag and abruptly burst into a fit of coughing, tears flooding their eyes. As he laughs so hard, he starts snorting. Barrick, however, is up to their feet in concerned panic. He grabs a cigarette and begins slapping Gum's back. Brows furrowed. Now look what you've done. Me? Gumblebee here is the one who had to go make a show of himself. Z splays his hands out in apathetic disconcern, still snickering. If our pink-haired compatriot really wanted a drag that bad, I could have bathed them in one. Did I? I don't know if I read that one right. Just like that one night, eh, Gummy Barnes? He crawls forward in what's likely supposed to be a central way, but comes off looking more like a dying armadillo. Want another hit from the happy chimney? Gordy hooks a finger in the back of Z's boxers, pulling them half down his ass as he drags him backwards. He presses his lips together tight. I don't think we'll be needing any of that. And you won't be needing any more of that either. Barrick adds before towing the half-finished beer bottle out of reach of Z's probing fingers. He follows this up by dropping the cigarette into the mouth of the beer bottle, which elicits a high-pitched whine from Z. Have mercy, Bear. I'm real messed up. And Barrick arcs a brow, as if I don't know. Having recovered from their coughing fit, Gum wanders over, tears still dancing in their lashes, to prod Z's side with their toe. Z turns onto his back, only for Gum to take a seat right on his stomach. Z lets out a strangled oof. Exactly the Gummers, do you want me to blow chunks all over the floor? What's up with your stupid shirt? Stupid? Yeah, why is it centered? That's because I'm classy. Classy is probably the last word I'd ever use for you. My shirt says I'm hip but restrained. The guy who knows what he wants but doesn't let it get out of his head. Or get to his head. Your shirt says you're all a bunch of lame-ass losers. Chomp. Stop that, you vampire flamingo frog. I'll get you, Cord. Oh yeah, we are missing one. I rise. Marshall ascends like a newly risen zombie from where he'd been out cold snoring in the middle of the floor. You okay, Marsh? We thought you had passed out over there. How unfortunate. I was beginning to enjoy the peace and quiet. Z managed to shove Gum off him, pushing up onto his knees. What are you, some kind of werewolf? Jesus. Werewolf in London. Marshall, please. I think my eardrums popped with that one. I'm the weirdest wolf of all. The one that bites ya. Marshall promptly leaps at Gum, all 230 pounds of him hitting them like a sack of concrete and sending them both down onto the sleeping bags with a resounding thud of the floorboards. Burn the wolf, burn the wolf. Z grabs a pillow and begins whacking Marshall's head with it. Unhand that Gum. Now even Barrick starting to get into it, quickly grabbing Gum beneath the pits in an attempt to extricate him from Marshall's beefy grip. Hey now, it's 2 against 1. Marshall brings his arms up to protect his head from Z's pelting, which allows Gum to slide out from under him with a pop that sends both of them and Barrick rolling. Oh, the big strong quarterback can't handle a few pillows to the face, is that it? I'm sorry, I'll be more gentle with ya. Z times this with a well-placed knee to Marshall's crotch that sends the large man to the sheets with a groan. No dick bangers. Barrick springs back to his feet and body coiled like a spring ready to pop. Arm yourselves, Gum. If we go down fighting. Yes, sir. Gum salutes with a laugh before grabbing a pillow for themselves and running back into the fray. They immediately begin pelting Z's backside with blows. Z turns back. Some gratitude, that is. Cordy over there didn't even try to save you. Gum takes a look at Z, one look at Cordy. Cordy smiles sheepishly, simply minding his own business atop his sleeping bag. Gum proceeds to clock him with a pillow straight across his jaw. You little... Cordy is up now, determined, a determined grin curving his lips as he grabs for the nearest pillow. Gum spins on their heels with a scream, just as Marshall leaps back into the middle of the group with a garbled growl that sounds like a mutilated ox. And it's a free-for-all with everybody. This continues for a good 10 minutes. I can't believe they have that kind of energy. Especially after drinking so much, eating a whole bunch of junk food. Beer spilled, chips are crunched beneath bare feet. Everything from pillows to blankets to strewn clothes are furled. Gum takes a good look, or a good few whaps to the face, but delivers just as many in return. And even manages to leap atop Marshall's back at one point, distracting him long enough that the other three can triple team him and send him squawking down onto the blankets. After which first Cody, then Barrick, then Z finally collapse to the floor around them. The entire crew just staring up at the ceiling, chests heaving, foreheads glistening with sweat. Is everybody alright? Barrick's voice finally mumbles from the other side of the dilapidated circle. I think I broke my spleen. We should all sleep pretty well after this. Sleep well, I'm gonna have nightmares of a pink devil crab feasting on my flesh. Oh ho, what's this? My glasses seem to have fallen down my nose. I better push them back up. I'm gonna bite that middle finger off. Now who's the one feasting on flesh? Cordy's the first one to finally push himself onto his feet. He glances around, winces, then begins tidying up some of the spilled drinks. Barrick is soon to follow, massaging his temples as he starts sorting out the strewn bedding and pillows. And to think back in the day, we didn't even need alcohol to make this much of a mess. Now we just have to worry about Marshall's sleep peeing all over the sheets. I only did that once. Gum rubs their eyes with a yawn and starts to sit up. Only for Marshall to reach an arm across and latch onto their hips. Gummy gum. Or gummy gum. He presses his face into their belly like a burrowing hamster. Get off me. I can't go to sleep without something soft and warm to snuggle, says the man who just passed out on the floor like 5 minutes ago as he gives Marshall's ass a slap as he pushes himself to his feet. That was different. Now I'm cold and scared and I'm in need for comfort. He starts rubbing his face against Gum's side with a little whine. Marshall. Gum's voice takes on a hint of sharpness as they shove against his shoulder. This prompts Barrick to walk over. Down, boy. He presses the ball of his foot against Marshall's forehead with an annoyed grunt, forcing his head backwards. I think we all had a bit too much. Cordy wraps his arm around Marshall's chest and lugs him up off the floor. Marshall proceeds to latch onto Cordy instead, nearly sending him straight back onto his ass. Cordy, you're so soft, like a big squishy teddy. Cordy looks helplessly at the others as Marshall begins rubbing his face against his chest. Don't look at me, dude. Z snickers. You claimed him. Just don't let him hump your leg. Gum wobbles to their feet, dusting a layer of chip crumbs off their backside, then proceeds to help with the cleanup efforts. Feels strangely quiet after the ruckus, nothing but the occasional grunt or burp to punctuate the low drone of cicadas outside. The earlier electricity is gone, replaced with a dull, drunken tiredness that weighs on their shoulders. Hey. Barrick saddles up next to Gum as they fling out blanket over their sleeping bag, watching it descend. You alright? Why? Barrick rolls his eyes. Besides the fact that I haven't heard from you in months? Gum's gaze drops. They watch as Z crawls around on all fours, looking for his lighter. Sorry. Don't apologize, Barrick chuckles, giving Gum's shoulder an affectionate squeeze. If there's something going on, there's something going on. Just worried is all. And the little wistful, quiet moments you've been having all night aren't helping. Gum tucks an errand lock of hair behind their ears, cheeks warm. Just have a lot on my mind, I guess. Now Barrick takes both of Gum's shoulders, pressing their foreheads together. While he speaks next, his voice is soft and low. Is this about... No. You sure? Yeah. I hope I don't have to remind you that you can tell me anything. I know. Let's get together soon. Just you and me, yeah? Okay. Booger Bear. Turd Toad. They share a soft laugh before Barrick gives them a final reassuring pat and returns to his own messy sprawl of blankets. It doesn't take much longer for the five of them to finish and retreat to their sleeping bags. And after Z takes a final quick smoke out the window, only to get snapped at by Barrick, the light is switched off too, leaving the entire attic bathed in darkness. Now it's deathly quiet. A veil of black reticence dripping down the walls, interrupted by a burp from the direction of Marshall's sleeping bag that makes Z snort, before returning to silence. To that cloak of tangible isolation, cut off from the rest of the world, from reality. Their ranch. The one place that would always welcome them back. A shared shelter from future storms. Gum peeks out from the top of their sleeping bag. It had taken a little while for their eyes to adjust, but now they could make out the angled shadows of the rafters overhead. Squares of moonlight dot the blankets and floorboards around them like spilled buttermilk, bright against the black. They glance to their right at the round outline of Cordy's form, curled up only a short distance away. The blanket over his chest is rising and falling softly. Gum wonders if he's asleep or not. They tap their fingers noiselessly on top of their comforter, letting their eyes wander back to the ceiling. Sleep is eluding them, though they're unsure why. Certainly not for lack of fatigue. Their body aches in all the usual places, and even in some new ones entirely. They certainly aren't getting any younger. 30 seems terrifyingly close, so they're in their 20s. Yet for their mental maturity, they might as well be turning 20. At least back then, you weren't supposed to know what you were doing. Now it's a sign you're plotting a course for failure. They bring the edge of the sleeping bag to their mouth, gnawing at the fibers as they stare up at the reproachful ceiling. Then, after a few minutes of silence, flick their gaze back over to Cordy. Look over at Cordy. A creak from the stairs. Low and long, stretching across the silence. Eyes widening, they shrink back under their blanket, gone deathly quiet save the sudden pounding of their heart. They listen. Nothing. Nothing. Another creak. Holy Mother of God. Their hands clench around the comforter, heart resounding in their ears, heart resonating in their ears as they try to hold their quick breathing. There's somebody coming up the stairs. It's an absurd thought. Who could possibly be coming up the stairs? They're in the middle of nowhere out here. But at that moment, their brain is in panic mode, muscles so tight they can barely move. They try to breathe, try to calm their heart down. The way it's echoing in their head is making them dizzy. Another creak. They clench their eyes shut and try to make themselves as small as possible, not even breathing. Cordy? Their voice comes out in the tiniest of whispers, like a mouse in the dark. They hope to all things holy that the other man is still awake. No response. Another creak. Cordy? You shouldn't be speaking out loud. You should reach over very quietly and carefully. Don't make noises. The other person can probably hear you. Movement this time. Cordy's lump shifts in the shadow. Gum turns towards him, fingers still clenched like knives in their blanket. Somebody coming up the steps. Their voices audibly shaking, so small and so thin in all that black. What? Tears of frustration prick at their eyes, and they hiss just a little bit louder. Somebody's coming up the steps. What are you? Now both of them go silent. Is deathly silent, is deathly still silent. Another shift from Cordy's sleeping bag. It's probably just the wind or something. But Cordy is definitely closer now. Only a step or two from the top, which seems to rob even Cordy of another response. And then, from the darkness, comes a voice neither of them expect. Yo, anyone hear that? Sounds like something's coming up the step. I was wondering when the horror would start. But somebody's just messing with them, probably. And in their drunken states, I don't think they're going to be okay. You killed 5 people. You kids are so easy to scare. Miss Grady? Grandma? No, don't give me those looks, you overgrown jackknapples. Everyone can use a good scare now and then again. And you should have seen your faces better than match game. Gum fumbles for their glasses before standing up with a little wobble, their hearts still beating like a jackhammer in their chest. My life flashed before my eyes for a second there. And here I thought the homicidal clown mask was scary. They start forward, only to sigh and drop their arms. I'm too emotionally overcome to wring your head off your neck. Remind me again in the morning. Z stage whispers to Cordy with a hiss, saved by the Knell? Grandma, that was scary. Marshall is still half burrowed inside his sleeping bag, his face pale and clammy. I almost wet my bag. So that's what they're calling it nowadays. Oh, Pish, you haven't had a shock to your system since Lenny Davis knocked you that good one on the 20-yard line. You could use a little jump scare in your life. I don't want a jump scare, I want a sleep start. That mask is absolutely terrifying, Miss Grady. Where on earth did you get it? Oh, this old thing? Bought it from a costume party Barney and I went to a few years back. Quite the Brady affair. Broadly? I don't know if I'm saying that word right. Might have gotten a little wild that night. Barney almost needed to break out the leash. Grandma, no. Cordy hasn't said a word yet, looking mildly ill over in his sleeping bag. He rubs his sweaty cheeks with a groan. No, I'm never gonna be able to fall asleep. Sleep, you say? This slaps Ramona's head up and she lets out an amused hum as she rolls towards the middle of the room. She aims a flashlight first at Cordy and then at each of the others in turn. Maybe it's best then, with the moon the way it is tonight. The moon? Now she turns a flashlight to her own face, a high contrast beacon in the murk. When moonlight's folds fade to crimson shawls, that is the night when creatures stir, to right the wrongs of days of old, staining all the arbiter's myrrh. Well, that was uplifting. Whatever happened to live, laugh, love? Maybe we wind it down with the spooky talk. Some of us have responsibilities tomorrow and need to sleep. I'm going to take that as a direct attack, Burr. As you should. Might do you some good for once. No more talk about scary things. Hey, you alright? Huh? Gum glances over to see Cordy's brow furrowed in concern. They blink, bringing their hand to their face, then jerk back when their fingers return stained brilliant red. Oh shit. Oh shit. Barrick is to their side in an instant. One hand on Gum's nose as the other tilts their head backwards. Gordon, grab the paper towels over there. Cordy does as he's told, ripping off a long strip on the way back. Then, helping Gum to gently to the floor, Barrick wads the paper beneath their nose. Gum's leaking. Oh no. This has never happened before. So much blood. There goes the weirdest wolf of all. It must be all the dry air out here. Dry air, huh? No one listened to that poor old Ramona, I see. And that's a reaction if I've ever seen one. A reaction to what? Wouldn't you like to know, you pocket-sized imp? What? His hair was perfect. Well, I'll leave you children to your devices then. A woman's gotta have her beauty sleep. I'm glad I won't be sewing those logs down here, though. Too close to those woods for comfort. Too close, I say. Ramona shakes her head with a chuckle as she heads back towards the stairs, mask and flashlight in tow. You're leaving while I'm having a crisis? She comes, she creeps, she leaves. Actually, it's just about stopped now. Crisis averted. Or cut short at the very least. Yeah, now that I have my brain got snotted out my nose. Z brings his hands up, forming a rectangle with his fingers as though framing Gum inside a Vogue magazine shoot. Looking good, Gummer dear. The red-streaked, bloated look does suit you. I hate you so much. Sleep well, you toddling tots, and don't let the bedbugs bite. Or anything else for that matter either. The four of them gaze off towards the stairs with a mixture of weariness and reproach until the footsteps disappear. Soon Ramona's cheery humming can be heard outside the window as she strolls back up the hill in the direction of the farmstead. Well, we'll never have to question where Marshall gets his chaotic streak from. Or his affinity for leashes. As he starts towing Marshall at the stomach. Get up, Coyote Ugly. I remember that remark. I resemble that remark. Marshall groans and promptly wraps himself around Z's leg. Stop that. You feeling okay? Cordy runs his hands up and down Gum's back, his wide palm comforting after all the discord. Gum nods with a sniff, their nostrils now free from the red streams. Barrick pulls up the wad of paper towels completely away, grimacing at the sight of the soaked fibers. At least you can get some rest now. I'm sure it really is just the air out here. And all the alcohol probably didn't help. Maybe take it easy tomorrow, yeah? No hair of the dog, you lush. Oh, haha. They once again attempt to sort out their beddings and blankets. Barrick's pillow had somehow gotten itself lodged in one of the rafters, and Z's entire sleeping bag had migrated to the opposite side of the room. But before long, they get themselves sorted, and quiet pulse of darkness returning as the light is dimmed, and bags are zipped up tight. There's a sudden, lonely quietude to the small attic that hadn't been there before, a muted chill. Gum sits atop their sleeping bag, blanket pulled around their shoulders, just staring into the dark. They've yet to crawl in. In fact, they're not even sure they want to. Suddenly, the thought of being all alone in that bag in the dark feels positively insufferable. And whether it's due to the lingering chills of the scare Marshall's grandma had given them, or a general feeling of disconcertion after their nosebleed, Gum doesn't want to be alone. And so they sit there and stare into the murk. As their heart beats like a drum against their chest. Okay. So that is all that exists for this so far. I'm guessing they're spending more than just a day together. They're probably going to be spending like maybe the weekend or something together, so I'm guessing there's going to be more once the full version is released. Full version part 1 is currently in production. Okay. And of course, this game is on itch.io. You could check it out for yourself and leave a comment, play it for yourself, leave a rating, all of that kind of stuff. And it's also a part of a game jam, so you could vote for it on there as well. Either way, we will leave this here. I guess at some point, if the full version is released, or whenever the full version is released, or the part 1 of the full version, then I'll go back and play through that. Hopefully I remember to do so. But either way, leave a like, hit the subscribe, leave a comment if you like. I really like the art of this game. And the story, I don't think is meant to necessarily be scary. It probably isn't. It was just probably meant to be a story of like a group of 5 friends who've known each other since like maybe even grade school or something like that, getting back together for a weekend at the farm before it gets sold. So it would be interesting to see how their lives used to be and what happened between all of them. There's like hints of things between some of them and stuff, and things about their current life and what might be going on. So I hope it delves fully into that kind of stuff and is more of a journey of them finding some sort of direction in their life and healing from whatever may have happened and a path forward. That would be nice. But either way, we will leave this here, and I will see everybody in the next video.